Hello everybody, it's Bourbon Bill, and tonight, a very special episode. It's the third release of one of my favorite bourbons of the year. That's right, it's Elijah Craig Barrel Proof C922, the final batch of the year. And I couldn't be more excited. So, just a quick recap before we dive into this bottle. I reviewed the A 122 and I reviewed B 522. I will link those above for those that care to hear my thoughts. But the bottom line verdict is 12-year-old, non-chill filtered, barrel proof goodness from Heaven Hill. They're good. There's always a little bit of variation, you know, some batches are better than others, but for $64.99, which is the price in PA, it's a buy. Alright, so before we even taste this tonight, we know the answer is it's a buy. Just off the bat, 12-year-old, non-chill filtered barrel proof from Heaven Hill, it's a buy. It's a buy. It's not going to be bad. Even if it's the worst batch you ever tasted, it's not going to be bad. Now, I know in a lot of areas that these are more. You know, I've heard of single barrel store picks. You know, I know those are like 80, 90 sometimes. So I don't know if the price has gone up in general, but just PA still has them for 64, or kind of across the board, you know, the release price is going up. So hopefully these stay at $64.99 for years and years to come. All right. Now, of course, the same, you know, moderately gorgeous bottle you've been accustomed to seeing before from Elijah Craig Barrel Proof hasn't changed in the least. Now, the most important thing, right here on the side, it does retain the 12-year-old non-chill filtered age statement side sticker. So in case you were worried, don't worry, it's still there. Now, the only thing that really matters on these, besides the taste, is the proof. This bad boy comes in at 124.8. So I believe that's the highest out of 2021 and 2022. I know back in 2020 we had 136 and we had some in those proof points, stuff like that. But 2021 was a little rough on the batches, and so far this year they've been okay, but have not returned to the level that we saw in 2020. So is this a return to greatness for Elijah Craig Barrel Proof? 124.8 is a little hotter, but it's not quite that 130 plus we like to see. So disclaimer, I did get this bottle today, and so there's not a lot of air in this. Okay, this sample's been airing for 15 minutes or so back here, but this is basically a fresh crack. I poured one sample off the top first. But what we're drinking tonight is going to be pretty much my first impression of this bad boy. So, gorgeous dark color right off the bat. I mean, when you see a bourbon this color, you know generally 80% of the time, 100% of the time, you're in for a good treat. Let's really give it a little motion here to allow that air to work better on it. Alright, let's give it a nosing. Oh, sweet heavens. That's what I'm talking about. You know, depending on when the other reviews I've recently done come out, I mean, done Yellowstone 2022 limited edition. Yellowstone single barrel is already out, but I mean, like, that was $70 for that Yellowstone single barrel and $120 for the limited edition. I mean, are we joking? $65 and this smells better than all of them by double. I mean, it's crazy. Alright, let's get on the nose again here. Oh my gosh, that deep oak. Tons of like toasted caramel and cinnamon, brown sugar. This one's an oaky bugger, I will say. A good bit of oak and barrel char influence from those 12 years. And then just like a lot of caramel and brown sugar and cinnamon. It is smelling delicious. maybe the slightest hint of like red fruit on the front, but it is not fruity at all. At least here in the neck. We'll see how she opens up over time, but at least right now it's not. All right, let's take a sip. Oh, that's so good. That's what it should be. That's what every barrel proof bourbon you pick up for 65 bucks should be, that good. It is maple syrup thick on the palate. It's pretty thick. What we smelled in the nose came through in the palate in the first sip. Nice Kentucky hug going on here. It's got that tons of caramel. The oak and the char just punch through the brown sugar. It's not overly drying, but it's not overly sweet. So if you liked B522, it was a lot sweeter than this one. And it was good. I liked it, but it is not. This is a monster. It's without tasting the other ones, I'm going to say this is probably going to win Best of the Year and would probably take anything from 2021 as well. This is, I would say, on the path to a return to greatness. If this was like 10 more proof points, I think you'd be back at those, B520, C920 monsters from 2020. It's a step in the right direction. All right, let's take one more sip. The flavor just goes and goes. At basically 125 proof. It drinks its proof, but it doesn't drink overly hot. Good long finish, good and thick like we said. And just a delicious combination of that barrel char, oak, caramel, maybe some toffee in there, brown sugar, a little bit of cinnamon. It is a monster. Absolute buy. And what's our rating? It's an A. It's an A. Probably the best Elijah Craig of the year, but we will taste them. And I'll do another video that does all of 2021 and 2022 with one big massive blind. That's going to be tough. There's 6 of them back to back, but we'll do that here shortly once that gets a little bit more air. But right now, all you need to know is go out and buy an Elijah Craig Barrel Proof C922. You will not regret it. If you liked anything from 2021 and 2022 so far, this is better in my opinion right off the bat. But instead of just leaving it there, we will taste a quick sample of B522 in comparison, because I happen to have that one here. So here's B522, the last release before this, coming in at an even 121 proof. This was candy sweet. Obviously, I enjoyed it. Kind of polarizing. A lot of people didn't necessarily like it because it kind of wasn't as punishing, right, as some Elijah Craig barrel proofs can be. Rest assured, the new one is a little more punishing. Got a little mini Glen here. All right, the old B batch. Way sweeter on the nose. This is all toffee. Like, it's missing the barrel char and like the oak kind of. This is just way sweeter. Confectionery sugar, way sweeter on the nose. Let's take a sip. It's good, but short finish. Flavor is very muted compared to C922. It's sweeter. So if that's your jam, that's good, but if you were one of the people that wanted more from B522, rest assured, C922 delivers more. She's swinging for the fences, and she just might have hit a home run. So, go out and buy one. Don't sleep on C922. Here in PA, they just dropped today, which is Monday, September 19th, I believe. I'm not sure the date of it. Someone should check that. I think it's the 19th. They just dropped here today in PA. So, go pick one up. If you like what you saw tonight, please like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great evening, everybody.